the summer of 1969, Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. 400,000 people descended on Woodstock. And musical groups like the Carpenters and the Cowsills proved that singing siblings were hot. 13 months after their fateful audition for Motown Records, the Jackson 5 decided to trade the snowdrifts of Indiana for the sandy beaches of Southern California.
The move to California was a big step, but you got to be ready for change. I was ready because I knew that we had done all that we could do in Indiana, and it's time to go to the next level.
Well, it was easy for the Jacksons to cope with moving from Gary, Indiana to Hollywood for one reason. They were kids. And if you're a child, transition is often easy. Plus, it wasn't that difficult to live back and forth between Diana Ross's home and Berry Gordy, his mansion.
Well, we also stayed with Diana Ross at Fort Run of the house. I mean, we used to do crazy stuff with pillow fights and all kind of stuff, and swimming in her pool, and we had a great time. You know, we came out to L.A., and my mom stayed back with the other kids, with Randy and LaToya and Janet. Janet was just a young little tyke, so at the time, and Janet. My mom, didn't want to split the family up, but she came out a couple of months later and then joined everyone.
Once she got here and saw how they were being taken care of, I think she was all right with it.
That was one of the, I should say, glorious times in my life, because ever since I was a little girl, I dreamed of moving to California. Took 9 children, and about 18 years later, but I finally made it.
While the rest of the family was settling into their new home, Berry Gordy was busy preparing the Jackson 5 for their debut as Motown's newest and youngest stars. Berry Gordy's next move was to have Diana Ross help the Jackson 5 get the exposure they needed, beginning with their national TV debut on the Hollywood Palace.
Now, you said young, been in show business all his life, and lights at the stage. Now, you want to tell me who's young, who's been in show business all his life, and lights at the stage, except me and Ed Sullivan?
There's one other.
Who?
Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5.
Now we'd like to do our very first release on Motown. It's on sale everywhere.
Notes of, a piano tinkle of I Want You Back. I'm sub 10 years old, but still, it just, it gave me chills even then, the same way it does today.
Heard this thing on the radio and actually thought that this was an adult group. I didn't know that Michael was a kid. I thought this was a grown man singing in falsetto. And, of course, just fell in love with the record.
The Jackson 5's first single, I Want You Back, rocketed to the top of the pop charts. Their second hit single, ABC, knocked the Beatles out of the #1 spot.
ABC, what better song for a bunch of kids to sing than basically ABC, which was taking soul and then turning it into something for grade school kids.
Their third hit single, Love You Say, was followed by an unprecedented fourth hit, I'll Be There.